Well, hello there, Tankers of the Blitz universe. I'm Flossie, and welcome to the kind of trailer-ish thing for probably the biggest update Wargaming has ever released to World of Tanks Blitz. Honestly, this update is basically creating an entirely different game, and you'll see why I say that in a second, but there's a lot of information to go through, and this video honestly doesn't show you just how insane this update will actually be. I can't talk about a lot of the information that is coming into this game, but there's a lot to really break into over the next couple of weeks as the Ultra test becomes a thing. So what I mean by that is, for any of you who are watching this video who have not yet signed up for the Ultra test, I recommend you guys do that right now. You'll get access to, obviously, the test version of Unreal Engine. You'll be able to explore all the different features for yourself, and it'll give you a better understanding of how everything is going to work, rather than just basing your opinion off of this specific video. So we're going to jump into this video, and straight off the bat, you're going to notice the new graphics. This game looks absolutely amazing with the Unreal Engine implicated. You can see all the new tanks, all the physics of the kind of dirt flying over everything. The grass looks so much more realistic. Everything looks 10,000 times better in the new update, and I am so very excited for the new look of Blitz. It should run exactly the same as it does now. Hopefully that happens when the update comes out. So yeah, all of your devices, if they're like higher than, I don't know, an iPhone 6, you should be fine to run the game, as far as I'm aware. So nothing really is going to change in terms of the compatibility of this game. You can see here, yeah, very first early look at this appears to be Canal or something similar to it. I don't know if this is going to be what the actual map looks like, but this is, I'm assuming, Canal, just because of the way the map's laid out. You can kind of see the bridges, the giant thing in the middle, which is kind of replacing a bunch of the buildings and stuff. So it looks a little bit differently laid out, but this is the general idea of what the maps are going to look like in the new update. A lot better scenery in the backdrop for these maps. It looks a lot more like lively. It doesn't look as kind of bare and barren or whatever. So I think the maps look absolutely amazing. Whether or not all of the maps that are currently available are going to get retextured, I'm not sure, actually. We'll wait and see. But this right here, Alpenstat, you can see Alpenstat's getting a complete and utter overhaul as well. More graphics showing you the different physics that are going to be coming into Unreal Engine, as most of you know. Blitz seems to be, it looks like they have a new logo as well. I don't know if this is because of the kind of update itself or whether they're actually rebranding their whole game, but like, this is a cool new logo. They seem to have a different color palette and theme going for the entire company, which I guess is supposed to be more updated, more modernized, which is kind of the whole point of this update. Blitz is doing this basically to clean up their game, different parts of it, and it seems to just make it more modern and up to standards with other games that are out there, and kind of catering to a bit of a younger audience, if you will notice that or not. But here we go. This is another huge change that is coming into the game. I'll talk about it as much as I can. Basically what this is this right here is what the tech tree will look like. It is no longer called the tech tree. These are called sets, and each tank in the game, every tank in the game, will be part of these sets. So basically right now, when you're looking at the tech tree, you can't see all the tanks that are available in the game. With these sets, you will be able to see every single tank, as far as I'm aware, in the entire game, and they're all going to be laid out in this simple singular line format. So it'll be a lot easier to see what tanks you have and what tech trees you need to grind, or sets you need to grind, because yes, you still will need to grind up to what is now tier 7 instead of tier 10. I'll get more into that in a little bit. But yeah, so it's still going to be the same sort of process. You still do have to grind the sets or tech trees, but it'll be a lot simpler. And I think they're trying to do this to basically make it easier for newer players who are just picking up the game after this update comes out, to kind of get into the whole grinding a tank line. Whereas right now the tech tree is insanely complex, and there's like a whole mismatch of different ways you can go down your tech tree. This is definitely more like War Thunder Mobile from what I've heard, and it's very simplistic, and I think it's going to be just better overall for the newer players in this game. But you can kind of see all the tanks, they're kind of in different sets. Here's the medium tank set for, I guess, European tanks or something. I don't really know how they're going to do nations, but it seems like they are classifying the tank sets as like medium tank sets are this one. Then you have your heavy tank sets. So it's going to be easier to find the tanks you're kind of looking for, in my opinion. It'll definitely get some, it'll take some getting used to, 100%. This is basically like learning a whole new game in a lot of aspects with what Wargaming is doing right here. I think it'll be pretty interesting, but again, I'm not going to make a full-on opinion like a lot of other people are until I actually test what Unreal Engine is, because watching a 1 minute 54-second video on this update and just instantly jumping to conclusions is probably not the smartest idea, especially for such a big update like this. So yeah, there's the tank sets. You can also see these new currencies above. It looks like your silver or credits are going to stay the same. It also looks like gold is not changing at all. These red keys, though, I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to be for XP, because you see here, like, there's no XP on top there. There's only credits and gold, and obviously in Blitz right now, there's XP, which is used to help you grind the tanks, as well as credits and gold. So I think that's what that is, red keys. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just guessing with what I kind of know. But yeah, so red keys seem to be what XP is probably going to be, especially considering it shows at the bottom left, it says unlock set. So that's, I'm assuming, going to be the XP. So there you go. Ride with unique commanders. Fortnite is coming into Blitz now, apparently, with the all-new commander system. This will replace crew skills as we know it, and basically does the same thing, except it's going to be laid out differently, and I think they are changing the crew skills themselves in this. So you see, you have your different commanders here. You have Duncan. Oh, look at that. We have some animations for them as well. Bro is good at golf. And with these new commanders, you can see that they have different abilities with them. So I'm assuming this is going to change the way that each of your tanks play, and there's going to be specific commanders that are probably going to be better for certain tanks. So here we have Duncan, and you can see his abilities are triple impact. Every third shot increases damage dealt by 8%, which is going to obviously be good for auto loaders. I'm not sure if these are locked to specific tank types, like maybe Duncan is specifically for, oh, it says right there, any tank class. So this is going to be interesting. It will be used for single shots as well, but I guess auto loaders are going to benefit the most from a thing like this. And rapid fire increases the rate of fire by 3%. And you can kind of see here how the part of it is kind of lit up in white, and the rest is grayed out. I'm assuming that is the levels for how many times you can rank up Duncan to be able to get the most amount of boost from this commander. And I'm assuming it'll be the exact same for all of the different commanders. So that's kind of the whole commander system. I know a lot of people are split 50-50 as to how they are, what they kind of think about it. Again, I'm going to wait for my full opinion to be revealed to you all when I can actually test things out and see how it looks. And another thing you're going to notice is on the top right or left of the screen, you can see that the tanks that are in front of you, the 140 and the 183 that just killed that other player, they are not tier 10s. Yes, Wargaming has removed tier 8, 9, and 10 from the game. All of the tanks are still here, but they've been switched to lower tiers because of the new set system that is in the game. But you can see here, like, the physics, the graphics, this is the main thing people wanted in the Unreal Engine update. Looks absolutely amazing. I think everything about it, the water textures, they overhauled everything. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see, because you can see here the M48's ramming the 140. I'm interested to see how the weight of tanks is going to affect their physics, because obviously a 140 is most likely lighter than an M48. So if you ram people in heavier tanks, like, are they just going to flip even on flat ground, or like what kind of circumstance is going to come of that? So I think that's pretty interesting as well. And you can see in the background there, that's something really cool as well that I actually didn't see the first time I watched it. There's like snow falling off of the houses. I don't know if that's going to happen when you like shoot a building and then the blast from the shell like makes the snow fall off the buildings. I don't know how crazy Wargaming is going to go with the actual physics and details of Unreal Engine, but that's going to be super, super cool. Anyways, like regardless, it just looks amazing. All the grass, water, as I've said, looks sick. Camos and all of that stuff will be converted over to Unreal Engine. Same with avatars. All of your same avatars will stay. I know this is a fact, and it's really good because obviously people, especially who play comp, want to keep their comp rewards. And yes, all of those will be transferred over. All of the camos that you have will be transferred over. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some way to like convert, because obviously the resources are going to be different than the current resources in Blitz. So there's probably going to be a way to convert your resources over, or Wargaming will do that for you when the new update comes out. So are you guys ready for this update? I certainly am. I'm looking very much forward to this update, but really let me know what you guys think of this update down below. And I will link down in the description a way for you guys to join the Ultra test. I believe it's on their Discord server or something. I'll find the link to it. But do try and join this Ultra test or pre-test phase of Unreal Engine, as this is where you're going to find out if you actually like the update or not. And you'll be able to test out all of the new features that are coming into this game. Lots of them are not listed in this video, but trust me, there is a lot more features that are coming to Unreal Engine. Again, that aren't listed. I can't talk about them yet, but they are really, really cool. And yeah, that's about it for today's video. But don't get your hopes up too much for this update coming out in like a month or so, because it won't. This update will not be out for another little while. Wargaming is just sort of preparing the test phase of the Unreal Engine and making sure that players' feedback is accounted for. So there you go, guys. For any of you out there who are not yet subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend you do so, as it'll be a fantastic way to not only support content that I produce like this, but also to stay updated on when more Unreal Engine information comes out, and I will give you as much information as I possibly can when I'm allowed to talk about it. So you will hear from me very soon with more Unreal Engine information, and until then, thank you all for the support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.